study is open for anyone with Parkinson's disease or Parkinson-related disease. So that could be multiple systems atrophy, CVD, PSP, any related Parkinsonian diseases.
I always very enthusiastic telling that patients that I have something available beyond that a general neurologist could do for them, that we want to care about him, about the family. So if they are involving in this study, then they will be able to get to services and make me better person, a better physician to care for them. And then on top of it, they could help to develop a new organization where patients are better taken care of. So they helping not just themselves, not just the family, not just the caring physician, but their peers as well.
So if somebody were joining in the study and their doctor had already received training, I would help coordinate those visits and set up the appointments with them, and from then if they had any need that they wanted addressed, they could contact me and I could help coordinate that.
One, we really want to understand better what your challenges and struggles are, so that we can provide better care for them in the future. And secondly, we feel like we do have a great team that can help you with those struggles once we start the intervention phase of the study.
A social worker, a chaplain, and a pharmacist, as well as palliative neurologists that can all help with various things people need.
Just how to get the patient the best wheelchair, how to have someone coming to the house to help out for a couple hours, how to sign for will, legal advices, protective services. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
There's not a cure right now, but we have a lot of tools to make your life a lot better. So this research is testing out whether the tools that we have for palliative care, if we can demonstrate that they really do make quality of life better and decrease suffering, which is the whole goal for patients and their families.
That an illness like Parkinson's doesn't just affect one person, it affects a whole family, and so we need to help that whole family.
Worrying about planning for the future, I've had people who say, my husband's not going to be able to drive anymore and I'm still working, and how are we going to be able to make things work for that? They just might feel like I need a break. I've had someone who say, I have no time for myself, and so they might need a little help structuring that or figuring out how to take care of themselves. Or using community resources like maybe respite care or some other kind of way that they can give themselves a break, because if a caregiver is worn out, they're not much help to the patient. So now you have two people who are really impacted or more in a family. So getting those resources earlier on, before the caregiver's burnt out, while they have some resilience and are able to provide their loved one more support, is very important.
A lot of patients will experience grief, they experience guilt because they feel like they're a burden to their family. Caregivers oftentimes feel disconnected from the patients, and so we really want to try to find opportunities for joy, opportunities for connection, opportunities for meaning and love, despite the challenges of this illness.
I think it creates a much better bond between the physician and the patient, and that bond opens up the patient, which allows better care. And that's even more true for the family, because really the patient is not alone. They are in the environment, in the family, and they all in it together.
As one example, we had a patient who made a decision to go to England to spend time with his family we hadn't seen before, or hadn't seen for a while, just because he knew what lay ahead, and because he wasn't going to wait for the right time to do this anymore. And so we've had a number of people who have thanked us for really motivating them to try to live their best life today, and for us to provide them with the tools to do so. On our website, we have a map of all of the community sites in Colorado, Wyoming, and California that are participating in this research. And so we would strongly encourage you, if you live in or by one of these areas, to contact that neurologist and consider working with them as a patient. Our community partners are excellent neurologists, and they have a really deep desire to take the best care possible for their patients, and they're taking part in research because they really care about this field and they really want to see standards of care improve for their patients.